there is now an effort in Republican-controlled states all across the United States to essentially outlaw being trans. And yesterday or the day before, there was also a new survey. In fact, I was thinking of publishing an op-ed about this, but maybe I'll just rant about it. There was a new op-ed published that showed that about twice as many people among the millennial generation right now are coming out as queer, essentially, on the LGBTQ spectrum, as was the case 10 years ago. It's, I don't have the numbers in front of me, so I'm not going to quote them, but it was about twice as many people. And all over Twitter, I was seeing all this hysteria about this. This is the result of grooming and this kind of thing. On the one hand, you got people saying that. On the other hand, you got people going, well, why would this be? Is it because of microplastics or something? Are people's hormones being, and they're saying the same things about trans people. All of a sudden, there's trans people, and there never was trans people before. Well, I think the answer to this is really simple, and you don't need to go to weird science, or anything else. It's that once something is acceptable, the people who have always been that will come out and tell you. Right? I mean, it's out of the closet. There are many trans people, the vast majority of trans people have known since they were little children what gender they were, and they've known that the gender that they are is not the gender that they were born with. Now, again, like I said, there's people saying, oh, well, maybe this is plastics or something. I think it's always been this way. I think that's what Joan of Arc was. I think that's what Amelia Earhart was. I mean, women who were trapped in men's bodies, as it were, or men who were trapped in women's bodies, excuse me. You get my point. I think trans has always been with us, just like gay people have always been with us. Lesbians have always been with us. It's just that now, for the first time, literally for the first time in history, they have found an accepting place in society and in culture. But here we've got, Matt Walsh, these right-wingers, right, has, quote, declared war. Well, that nice violent metaphor on the trans community. Candace Owens says trans people are demonic, that we should beat them with a cane. Charlie Kirk, the young Republican guy, he says that they should be dealt with by men like in the 50s and 60s. In other words, beat them up. Michael Knowles wants a complete ban on transgenderism. You've got state after state that is passing legislation. Over 400 anti-trans bills have been passed have been presented to state legislatures just in the last 2 years. Banning drag, banning transition care. I mean, this is just terrible. Bigotry on display.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 202-808-9925.
And why are they willing to generate the kind of hate that's going to, bring about another Matthew Shepard, torturing now trans people? For political gain.